Good morning. Welcome to my first video of 2024. Happy New Year. Been out and about but just haven't filmed anything really. So I've been looking for inspiration and basically just kick up the arse. I'm just walking across the fields through the woods, and I'm going to walk out over and up. Yes, there is an up in Cambridgeshire, not much of an up, and up onto the Gogmagogs. And there's a very good reason for going there today, all to do with something that I just picked up from somebody in Cambridge, and that is a book, a very special book. More on that later. Depending what thumbnail I use, some of you may have already guessed what the book is. The rest of you will have to wait and see. It's a mystery. Chalky water. I thought it said Edward Potato. No, Edward Potto. How clear this water is. Massive beech tree. I think it said there were beech trees in here. Don't think this is a good way out. Although it is. Look, the modern world. Kind of the way I need to go though. That's quite deep. Reasons for bringing a stick. Number 1. Testing the depth of the water. I think we'll go the other way. Can you see that? British humour. Well, we're on the Magog Down here, and over there you can see where we've come from. Cambridge and Addenbrooke's. So we've gone in a big curling route. It's quite popular with dog walkers up here, so I'm holding on to my stick. Not to hit the dogs with, and just stop them taking it. I've seen a few eyeing it up. Ooh, not lucky your sticks, honey. So yeah, didn't feel much of the walk from Addenbrooke's through Shelford and Stapleford. There's quite a few big houses there with cameras, and they probably don't appreciate some weirdo walking through their village with a camera. I just filmed one little bit because it made me laugh. You'll have seen that already. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this is the highest point in Cambridgeshire, I believe. I might have to look that up. But I'm pretty sure it's definitely the highest point in this area of Cambridgeshire. Looking south-ish, I guess. I'm just trying to get my bearings. So there's Addenbrooke's. So Addenbrooke's and beyond is north-ish. Beyond that it's all flat. Flat lands. A few cranes. I don't think you can see Ely from up here. Ely is more that way. You can see it from one of the viewpoints over that way, the other side of Wandlebury. Yeah, that's the mass of Cambridge. Just about make out the spire in the middle. Well, I can, you probably can't. I hope you can hear me, by the way. Which means that way is east, and Wandlebury. That's south. London off somewhere beyond the clouds. And west, I guess, would be Midlands and places like that. That's where I'm from originally. I'll have to do some walking over that part of the country at some point. And the book I have in my bag may take me that way. I keep teasing, don't I? I keep teasing you. Up here is a bit cold for stopping for too long. Where we're heading, Wandlebury does have a lot of history, going back to at least the Iron Age, possibly before, and yeah, we'll see some of that shortly. So what I'm actually walking along now is a ditch that goes around Wandlebury, and this is part of the ring, the Iron Age ring fort that was here back in the 5th century. That's believed to be the first time that Cambridgeshire was settled in the 5th century, because before then most of it was spent most of its time underwater, and recent events, lots of rain, have reminded us of that fact. I'll cut to some B-roll of how flooded it is around St Ives, that area. Some parts of Cambridge is flooded as well. However, even though they thought that Cambridgeshire wasn't settled till the 5th century, this turned into a bit of a history lesson from what I can remember, because it was thought that when the Romans came, they were the ones that drained the fens so that I guess they could more easily control the local tribes and stuff like that, and get across it and build their roads. Bloody Romans. What have they ever done for us? But recent years there was a find whilst they were widening the A14. They found not only Iron Age but Neolithic evidence of Neolithic settlement of some kind. There was like a ring, an old ring, maybe a stone ring or wooden ring that had been set up there. I need to look into that a bit more for what they actually found. I don't know if there's an exhibition anywhere. I'll have a look, put it in the comments. So that kind of changes what people thought about the area. And yeah, walking around this ring that's been here since the 5th century, it's pretty impressive. And then it's gradually been built on over time. I'll cut to the map. The map's probably got more detail on it. Some of the other things that have been built over the years. But Wanderbury is, even with, you know, with its history, it's just a nice place to come and have a walk at all times of the year. Even though today's pretty windy and pretty cold. This is the Ely viewpoint I mentioned earlier, but the naked eye, I can see it. It's just to the right of that pylon I tried to zoom in on, off in the distance. But yeah, that's the Isle of Ely. So they've done loads of, you can see they've done loads of management up here. You sorted for firewood, but you can't take it there. I'm not going to, don't worry. I'm not sure where I'd put it. Yeah, this big old tree here. They've cut that right back. That used to be right up, as tall as that one. If it wasn't for the grass cutter and the wind, I'd do my little do my lunch and book talk here, but Coppersing is an area. So you can see where this tree fell down a long time ago. It's still alive and it's grown. Well, that's the main trunk of it, but then these shoots are growing right up there. It's kind of cool. And then this other one's fallen across it. That's not looking quite so healthy though. Still, you can see it's been used as a climbing frame for sure. That's well worn. It looks like they've got quite a bit of ash dieback here at the moment. So one of the paths back there was closed off. It's a bit of a problem all over the UK. So this is where I'm going to reveal the book that I picked up just before the start of this walk, and the reason for doing this video. As I mentioned earlier, I've been lacking motivation, not really been in the mood for making videos, needed something to spark my enthusiasm and get the year off to a good start, and finding this book hopefully is what's going to do it. It's done it already. It's got me out today making a video, and despite the cold wind, still worrying about the weather. So this is the book I'm going to show you. I'll probably have hinted at it in the what's the word? Thumbnail. So those who know will know what it is. For the rest of you, this is what it is. It is the Modern Antiquarian by the man himself, Julian Cope. So this is, for those who know, this is a gem of a book, very sought after book. I haven't even looked at it yet. This is my first look. So look at the light shining off it. I told you it was magical. Yeah, you probably want to see this as well though, don't you? I'm very conscious of the weather. Nice bright orange cover. This is going to end in disaster, isn't it? So there we go. 1998. It had a couple of printings, but it hasn't been reprinted again in like 25 years. So the book's got essays about Neolithic history, lots of nice photos, got megalithic Britain. There's Julian on his travels. Apparently he had to do a lot of this whilst on tour, so he made his tour, worked his tour around the sites that he wanted to visit. And I'm pretty sure when he first started he couldn't even drive, so he was kind of relying on other people to get him where he needed to get. So there's all sorts of interesting writings. I can't wait to sit down with a big old cup of tea and go through this. Then we got, you can see here they got this coloured section. I believe that's how he's separated. Oh, this is hard to do. Yeah. So there's like the Gazetta section, I think they called it, and each colour coded. So the Cornwall and Devon one. I thought it was snowing for a minute then. Cornwall and Devon, all the sites to visit, and then goes into them. Thanks, Wind, for turning pages for me. Then we've got, I guess it's going to be Wiltshire or something next, is it? Well, you know, Avebury, all those well-known ones. Glastonbury, of course. Glastonbury tour. Look on the hounds. This must be Cumbria. Good excuse to go to the Lake District again. Lake Leroy's, Long Meg and her daughters. I mean, this was 8 years it took him to put this book together. So a real undertaking to visit all those places, make all these notes, take all these photos. We've got Wales, goes up into Scotland, which obviously is a bit more of an effort to get to. Yeah, you go right up into the Highlands. That's obviously a bit more of a trek. Yeah, there is loads in it. It's not just a book, it's inspiration. It's going to get me out and about. Maybe even travelling, well, definitely travelling across the country to some of these places. There we are. I'm still sure it is snowing. No. I've just got this book, it's going to get ruined. Oh, I'm not going to be too precious. I am normally very precious with books, but this is a book that, you know, that's why he designed this to have a slipcase, so you could chuck it in your bag, take it around all these random fields and hills around the country. Apparently the other reason to have this cover and to make it wipeable was to skin up on. Not something I'll be doing, but I see where he's coming from. Actually would make quite a nice table to have my lunch on. Speaking of which, I may get cracking with that. I've got an interesting ration pack to try today. Yeah, there we go. Julian Cope, Modern Antiquarian, the reason for this video. And this is going to be my new best friend. and my family are gonna hate me because I'm gonna drag them all across the country looking at stones at least for the next year and beyond. This is my lunch for today. Arctic field ration. Not tried these before, so let's crack it open. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm getting really cold. This thing is hard to get into it. So in here we've got some dark chocolate, lovely jubbly, some fruit soup, some sundries, some beef jerky, some mint, coffee, main meal, which is chili con carne, I believe. Yes, chili con carne. We'll do that in a minute. I've got some fruit mix. Energy drink, which I don't really need right now. I just need to be warm. Sorry about the chainsaws. I need to get my gloves on because I like it. Chilly. I did bring a stove with me, but I also bought a flask of what I hope is still hot water, so I can just get on with it. Do it quick, do it now. Ooh, look at that. Lovely. Doesn't appear to be a desiccant thing, so nice and cool line. Anyway, yeah, I made the coffee in the little coffee cup. Hot liquid. Put the food in a little foil pouch. I'll give it a few minutes. I can't remember how long it said to leave it for, but I hope this cold weather doesn't knacker the camera, because the last time I filmed something at this time of year, my old one of these Canon cameras just died. Admittedly, I was kipping outside overnight in the bivvy bags, but the temperature has definitely dropped. Okay, so it's definitely snowing. I can't believe it. So I better get on and eat this. Oh yeah, it's definitely reconstituted. Look at that. Lovely jubbly. Well, this will warm me up for sure. Good. A little bit crispy still. Could have done with a few, maybe another minute or two, but needs must. I need warmth and energy, and I need to put this camera away pretty soon because it's snowing. This is where I'm sitting anyway. Little dens up there. Barbecue area. A1307 in the background. Yeah, nice spot. Those Highland cattle adding to the feel of today with the snow, little flurries of snow. It does feel very Scottish. Weather's taken a turn for the wintry. I'm walking on the Roman road now. And I've had to level up my clothing. It's it's not really snow, it's more like a kind of sleet or light hail. It's a bit different to what it was earlier. Still, it's all part of the fun. So yeah, Roman road, more history. It's the one I walked on before, heading the other direction. That was a while ago. And now I'm heading back that direction. Look at it. I don't think there'll be much golf going on. There's a golf course just there. You would have seen that earlier. Look. That's what got little bits of polystyrene. Which is good because it's not particularly wet. I've just put the coat on because I was getting pretty chilly, and at least this takes a little bit of the edge off from the wind and the worst of this snowy weather. Love it really. Anyway, carry on like a wayward son.